I'll see if you know where I'm going with this. 2015, Ric Flair Invitational.
Oh wow.
Post-match interview. I just want to show you a photo. I'll put this up on the
Oh,
big
you
screen for
did it.
people.
Oh wow.
What up, everyone? Shakiel Mahjouri here for CBS Sports, and you know who this is. He is the face of the revolution. He is Mr. Mayhem. He powerbombs fools more often than Steve Austin says what or Ric Flair goes woo. He is Wardlow. How are you, sir?
It was a very impressive intro.
Hey, man, you got some mic skills of your own, so that is a big compliment coming from you. How are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Rehearsed that 18, 19, 20 times, but hey, one shot, one take. Tell the people we didn't have to redo this one.
No, one take
Yeah.
Wardlow. That's how it
Yes.
goes.
Not every time, but working there, my man. So first and foremost, before we get to all the amazing stuff that you have going on, whether it be, the fan reaction over your recent run, little retrospective on your career. I want to know, I put out a Reddit Q&A and people were dying to know, when you finally get your hands on him, how many times are we going to see you powerbomb MJF? Are you looking to set the world record here?
There will be a world record set, and I'm looking to powerbomb him until I physically cannot anymore.
What has been the hardest powerbomb Symphony to accomplish? Do you remember like which opponent maybe gave you the most bang for your buck in terms of lifting him and dropping him a million times?
I would have to go with Nick Camarado.
That was a big guy. That's the one that actually came to mind when this thought just jumped in my head. But man, you managed to get him up there quite a few times.
Yeah, Nick Camarado's a big boy, and on that fourth one was most definitely a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
I really had to muscle him up on that last one.
Well, and that you did. Man, it's been so. Sometimes in pro wrestling, right, you kind of know something's going to be a hit. Others, I think people had a good, from the get-go, when they saw the sort of chemistry, the friction between you and MJF. I think we all knew that this split was somewhat of an inevitability. But to see how much the fans have gotten behind you, how validating is it for you to get this sort of response? Because sometimes, as a pro wrestling fan, it feels like you're just supposed to be into some things, but this just feels so natural, so organic. And I think people got behind this sooner and more ferociously than I even thought they would.
And I could say the same. So I feel like this is the ultimate dream come true. It's one thing to have your own action figure, to be in a video game, to be a professional wrestler. But for me, the real dream is having an arena full of people chanting my name consistently week after week, wanting to see Wardlow. That's still something I'm trying to comprehend because it's something that I've thought about and I've created in my head since I was literally in elementary school. I've thought about this. So I have to take the time to really sit back and go, this is happening. Like, this is real. It's happening right now. Yeah. But man, it's truly the best feeling in the entire world. And nothing can compare to it.
I tell people, granted, this is a very, this seems like kind of a milestone moment in your career, but I often tell people the memories are fleeting in life, but if you can hold on to that emotion, it's just, that will never leave. That's something you can hold on to for a really long time.
Yes. And it's like you said, it's like, some things are going to work. And I always describe it like what I'm experiencing in life right now is this weird combination of course, this is happening. Yeah. Like, of course this is happening. I've thought about this my entire life. Like, we knew this was going to happen, mixed with an equal amount of, holy crap, I can't believe this is actually happening.
Yeah.
And it is a unique mix of emotions.
Everything old is new again. That is true in pro wrestling. I know you're a big Batista fan. We've seen the parallels drawn between Evolution and the Pinnacle and this latest saga, Triple H, Batista, MJF, Wardlow. What inspirations do you draw from that Evolution breakup when it goes into sort of this new storyline with MJF?
What do you mean exactly?
Like, or is there any? Can you study that storyline and take anything from it that you can kind of apply to this feud with MJF?
The crazy thing is that we did without even realizing it. Like we kind of mirrored it in a way. You know, it was very different, but also the same. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is I didn't have, you know, this wasn't my idea. I didn't have any say so in this. Like this just organically happened. My career just seems to be mimicking a little bit of Batista's. And yes, the whole, you know, you can compare the Pinnacle to Evolution, and you compare myself and Max to Triple H Batista. It's really unfolded very similar to how that did. And it's a real special thing because we didn't plan it that way.
You know, traditionally in the past, and that I think is naturally trending downwards, but the focus used to be on big guys, muscle guys, and I think sometimes AEW has a reputation of promoting smaller pro wrestlers. You know, when I think about the Ruthless Aggression era of WWE, kind of think of Rey Mysterio as an outlier. For you, do you see yourself as being able to kind of naturally stand out from the pack as a consequence of being one of the bigger guys on the roster?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's a funny thing because, like you said, it used to be all about the big guys. I mean, that was the whole locker room was full of big guys. So now with the way wrestling is and the fact that I am one of the only bigger guys, you know, gives me a huge opportunity to stand out and really be the monster of the company without much competition.
One of my favorite things about this too is there's a genuine enthusiasm whenever we see big guys lock horns, and I don't know if this is going to come out before or after Dynamite, but Butcher, Wardlow, another one of those examples of, I feel like this match has a little bit more shine to it as a consequence that we don't get to see these matchups very often in AEW.
Yeah, you're right. It used to be every match was a big dude versus big dude. And the luchadors were kind of the special attraction. You know, you got a couple of high fly matches out of the night. Now it seems to be the opposite. Every match is a high flying match. Every match has dives and flips. So now you get that one unique big monster fight. So, which is even cool, you know, that just makes my job easier and more exciting, you know, that I'm, you know, one of the big guys, one of the special attractions. But myself and Butcher is going to be a physical one. It is going to be worth tuning in for. And something tells me this isn't the end of the monsters for myself. We know how Max is. We've all seen this game before with Max. We all know how this is going to go. I'm sure he's going to throw a monster at me every week trying to stop me.
Yes, it's never a clear shot to Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Oh, no.
I went back today. Again, shout out to the fans. Nothing ever gets by them. I was looking at your debut vignette when they were teasing the arrival of Wardlow. And for those who may not be aware, it was a scene. You had a lovely lady by the name of Anna J in your arm, walking in a parking lot. You put the whooping on a few fools who turned out to be Alan Angels, Lee Johnson, among others. There's a two-part question, but first, what were some of the original plans for your character that maybe didn't quite play out as originally intended once you made your debut?
So the original plans for my character are essentially still what they are, with just a little bit altered with the Max thing. So it's still like Wardlow is Wardlow. He is Ric Flair meets James Bond meets John Wick. Yeah, meets John Wick. It's like, you know, Wardlow is always going to be dressed nice. He's always going to be in a suit. He's always going to have a beautiful lady on his arm, and he's always going to be whooping ass. That is always, you know, that's what you can always expect from Wardlow. And essentially, that's really where we're at. I mean, we continued that. we just gave Wardlow the role of the bodyguard protecting Max.
Speaking of having beautiful things on your arm, there was a really nasty looking cut, like a tusion on your shoulder. What was that about?
Oh my God, that's funny. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah.
So
Man
that
of the people here.
Those were injuries acquired from all of my parking lot fighting.
Gotcha.
So those were fresh wounds from the date the night before and the fight the night before.
In equal parts, who knows? So we'll leave that people to decide. There is a fan. I'll see if you know where I'm going with this. 2015, Ric Flair Invitational.
Oh wow!
Post-match interview. I just want to show you a photo. I'll put this up on the big screen for people. Yeah, here we go. I don't know if you can see that. We got a young Britt Baker and a clean-shaven Wardlow. Can you reflect on this time? Because, we're not talking about world champ Dr. DMD Britt Baker here. We're talking about, post-match interviewer Dr. DMD. What are your memories of this time in that particular interview?
You came in with that impressive intro, and I thought to myself, this is going to be my favorite interview ever. And then you had to go and bust that out. Oh, man. Oh, well, I knew that had to come to light at some point in my career. Yeah, that was a baby Wardlow and a baby Britt Baker in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where we both started with IWC, the International Wrestling Cartel, based out of Pittsburgh. And yeah, she started just doing backstage interviews and things of that nature right as I was starting to become a wrestler. And yeah, there's Ric Flair Invitational Battle Royal. I won. Got the pleasure of being interviewed by her. And we both look and sound very, very young and green. And my God, how far we've both come.
I'll send you a clip. Follow me on Twitter after. I'll send you a clip of the early interviews. No better. In fact, much worse. So
yeah, not our best work.
Yeah, it's part of the evolution, right? You can't get to the pinnacle without working your way up there.
Yeah, we started in that was a high school locker room.
Yeah. Where was this in Britt Baker's career? Because again, you won the Ric Flair Invitational. Maybe you weren't happy with your interview, or maybe it was young into your career, but you were winning back then. What has it been like for you to see Britt Baker go from the person who was interviewing you to the woman that was leading AEW's women's division?
Yeah, it's been phenomenal to see her growth. So that was really the beginning for me. That was only my second appearance with that company. So we had both started right about that same time in that company. But obviously she just, lightning bolt. I mean, it seemed like she went from that interview to AEW Women's Champion in the blink of an eye. I mean, she blew up so fast on the indies and just made her way around. And, she really did it on her own and organically just worked hard to get where she is now. And it's wild to see, and it's awesome.
I see we're coming up on our time limit here. So as we wrap up, I want to get to know the man Wardlow a little bit better. For you, you never thought you'd be this big, this strong. What was sort of like the flick switching moment? What advice do you wish you gave yourself when you started bodybuilding that maybe would have saved you a lot of time, a lot of pain, a lot of effort?
So the two things I wish I could travel back in time and tell 17-year-old Wardlow is don't ego lift. Stop trying to lift all the weight in the gym. It's not going to get you anywhere fast, other than injured. And eat clean. I wish I could go back and shake myself and put down the fast food and all the crap food. Just eat clean, eat big, eat clean, and lift right, not heavy.
And if people want to know about Wardlow's diet, I know it came up. I think you talked about it pretty in detail on AEW Unrestricted. So I'm give the plug there to go check that after. You may see the UFC title belt here. I know you've got a boxing and BJJ background, as do I. How much combat sports do you ingest these days?
Man, not as much as I used to. I feel like I've become so consumed in the task at hand that I've just recently started to kind of realize I've let go of just everything else. And I need to kind of recenter myself and kind of get some of my interests back.
Yeah.
And because UFC, man, I used to go and watch every UFC event. So I want to start getting back into watching that a little more, mainly because yes, it is entertaining, but it's also very motivational for me. You know, a lot of people watch things for entertainment. I watch fighting, I watch sports, I watch movies for motivation. So a little bit more. I still haven't gotten back into the MMA since COVID. You know, all the gyms shut down for COVID. I haven't gotten back into boxing, haven't gotten back into Jiu Jitsu since then. So that is my main goal this summer. Get back into boxing, get back into a boxing ring, get back on a mat to roll. Goal this summer.
I think you'll enjoy it. And I'll give a shout out to my CBS Sports and Showtime colleagues. Morning Combat with a K, great MMA show if you need something to catch up on. I know Big E watches every week, so you're in good company there.
Awesome.
All right, we're going to make these quick. I want like 1-sentence answers. We're going to run through some rapid fire and we'll get you out of here, okay? All right. Name me the first 3 songs that come to mind on your workout playlist.
Oh, dude, this isn't going to be a quick thing.
Or one, whatever.
Lately, it's been a lot of Gucci Mane.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could say the title because there's swear words.
Passive listening, you know. Why do, granted, I was in this camp. Why do people think you're British?
Bro, I have no idea. I get that all the time. I see Twitter comments all the time. Oh, he's American? Where's his British accent? Where's his accent? Where's his accent? No idea where that came from.
I don't know what it is, but I was in that same camp for a minute. Dream theme song.
Dude, these are great questions. Honestly, my theme from when I was on the Indies, there was a Disturbed song called Conflict. It's the last minute of the song. The last minute of the song is completely different from the rest of the song. And that last minute goes so hard. When I was 13 years old, I said that was going to be my theme music. And it was on the Indies for years.
TK, let's get you on it. Maybe a pay-per-view debut.
Yes.
Okay, last thing. Have you considered hiring a lawyer to get you out of your contract with MJF?
Probably should, and I should probably have an agent, and I should probably have somebody taking care of my contracts, and I should probably have somebody helping me out. I hate asking people for help. I've always been a loner. I will forever do things on my own.
I have a hunch you'll get your way out of that contract sooner than later. So maybe just a matter of
time. One way or the other, yes.
All right, Wardlow, my man, this has been so awesome. Thank you for doing this. I want to leave you with the last word, so I'll do my part very quickly. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, please thumbs up, leave a comment, let us know what's your dream walkout song, or let's predict how many power bombs is Wardlow going to lay down on MJF. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell. That goes a long way. Wardlow, you've been awesome, man. Thank you so much for doing this. If there's anything you want to let the people know, please let them know.
Just follow me, Real Wardlow, Twitter, Instagram. But more importantly, tune in this Wednesday, TBS, 8 o'clock, Wardlow versus the Butcher. Dynamite every Wednesday, TBS, 8 o'clock. Tune in.